is about, I titled it The Agony and, and those of you that know an old book, The Agony and the Ecstasy about Michaelangelo, will know just where that came from. And I use this fiery background on purpose. This is a fiery background because it's what life is for. Life is not supposed to be easy. Life is supposed to be fiery. And it is in that refiner's fire that you and I decide who we are. My goal this year, my commitment that I'm doing no matter what, is I'm reaching, and I don't even know how, but I don't even care. I am reaching 50 million people. And I don't mean just to reach them high, but I mean to offer you, if you're watching this, encouragement. And here's the encouragement. You are awesome. You are loved. You are powerful. You are capable. And I know you've probably heard that till it runs out your ears. Or maybe you haven't. Maybe you haven't. And if you haven't, then I'm saying it to you slowly and meaningfully and intentionally. You are loved. You are awesome. You are capable. You will go through fire in your life. But you are awesome and capable anyway, and the fire of refinement is part of everyone's journey. One of the things we do more today than at any time in my life, at least, is we compare ourselves with others. That has become easier than breathing with social media. I was just in a challenge this week, and the challenge is called Upgrade Your Life Mindset Edition. And I'll put the link to it in this in the description here, and you should join. There's 3 more days, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Upgrade Your Life Mindset Edition. Today, the speaker was Jay Head, who was a child star in Blind Side and some other movies that I don't know when he was young, 7, 8-ish, and up through maybe, I don't know, 10 or 11 or something. And then he pulled back out of the business so he could have a life as a teenager and went to school and did regular things, sports and the other kinds of things. And then today, I think he said he was 26 or 27. And he's now back in Hollywood doing things. But he took a break from that so he could have a life. And one of the things he told us on the conversation was that Hollywood is a business like no other. And even if you're 10 years old or 7 or something, the director or the producer will look at you and say, you suck, and say all kinds of awful, unkind things. And he told us some stuff. And if you want to know what and see the whole thing, you need to join the Upgrade Your Life Challenge. Upgrade Your Life Challenge. Look it up on Facebook. Upgrade Your Life Challenge. And join the Facebook community, because yesterday and today's talks are in there and they're good and they'll help you. So I said what I said slowly and carefully about how amazing you are, about how capable you are, not because I wanted to blow smoke and not because I wanted to say some platitudes that don't mean anything, but because it's true. And here are the facts. You and I came from the same place. You and I and Jay, who just spoke, came from the same place. You and I and the president, or whoever you look up to, Elon Musk, love him, hate him, George Soros, love him, hate him, whoever. Every person came from the same place. The divine created us. Now, we've had ups and we've had downs. We've been kicked to the curb, and we've had opportunities to do stuff. Those are just the facts of every single person's life. And some people look around and say, it's not fair because, list all the reasons. And it's never been easier to do that than now because of social media, immediate communication around the world. And we know, or pretend we know, everything everybody's doing every instant of the day. Because why? Oh, because it was on Twitter. Well, I got news for you. I could almost guarantee that 80%, maybe even 90% of stuff you see on there is either baloney or it's exaggerated. And if it's baloney or exaggerated, it actually doesn't mean anything to you. And the 10 or 20% that's true, you know what? It doesn't matter because it's not your life. And so any second that you or I spend in agony, the agony, right? Today's title, any second that you or I spend in agony because we're not doing such and such, going somewhere, living on lifestyles of the rich and famous, or have this or that house or boat or car, it doesn't matter. I personally know people who have that stuff, who are unhappy, miserable, and have problems you wouldn't believe. I know them. I know some of the problems, and it's not pretty. Somebody told me once, when you get more money, all that happens is all of your problems have a zero added to them, or two, or three. The struggles that life brings are commensurate with where we're at. Now, in the book, The Agony and the Ecstasy, it talked about Michelangelo's development as a youngster, and who he apprenticed with, and all of those kinds of things. And it was an interesting read. And what it also talked about is not quitting. Yeah, there were times of betrayal, and there were times of patronage that fell through, and there were times that people promised this and that and didn't do them. All that happened to Michaelangelo and everybody else that you and I ever heard of. Yes, that isn't the question. So, Road to 50 million, having agony is a guarantee. Now, here's the thing. You can quit anytime you want to. For what it matters, for what it means to you, I would prefer that you didn't quit. I would prefer that you do everything you can do, to be everything you can be. You know why? Because you and I, we were put here, yes, to go through agony and fires and development, but we were also put here with gifts. Intellectual gifts, artistic gifts, kindness gifts, spiritual gifts, loving gifts, relationship gifts, conversational gifts, ability to organize things. I have a client right now, and he was talking about this crazy gift that he has to be able to see things that others don't see, it that would really enrich an experience, right? For those. And he's talking about websites and people land, he immediately sees, well, this is missing and this is missing, and why don't we do this? And it's a gift because others don't see that. So I don't care what your gifts are. What I know for sure is you have them. What I know for sure is you, like everyone, we have a choice to use them or not. We have a choice to do something with them or not. And what the mistake that we often make is beating ourselves to a pulp. Jay talked about that also today, about the worst critical voice. And that voice is augmented often. Why? Because we live in a world where we see stuff on wherever we look, and we think somehow that we ought to have that or be that. Well, like I said, 90%, 80, 90% is not true at all or exaggerated. And number two, you actually don't know what else is going on. Study after study has revealed that if you throw everybody's piles in a problem, the ones you will select are your own. Now, you may not believe that. I don't care. What will it take so that you will take the agony of your refinement process and make a choice to be refined by it instead of destroyed by it? To find the gifts that you were given and that you feel called, I know you feel called to do good with. It might be in your community. It might be in the school. It might be at church. It might be at work. It might be anywhere. Maybe it's to create a business. There seems to be this huge movement right now to move to, entrepreneurship and business. Well, good. Wow. How would that be if everyone created a business serving with the thing they do best? That means that the whole world would be filled with people doing stuff they love and that they're best at. I can't think of a more beautiful place to live. Now, another thing I know is that you and I were given gifts and the agonies that we go through to refine our souls. And we were given all these things so that we could love and serve each other. That might sound like a platitude, and you know what? It is. But it's also true. We are here to love and serve each other. So I invite you with all my heart to, first of all, listen to yourself. Are you living the kind of life you want right now? Are you living your ultimate life, a life of purpose, prosperity, and joy? Are you serving with your divine gifts and talents? Are you fully capitalizing on those? Are you taking advantage of every fiery adversity you have gone through or are going through so that it refines your soul and makes you a better person? If the answer is, I'm trying, good for you. You're right where you should be. This is encouragement. This is me saying you're on the right track. Keep going. Sometimes the answer is simple. When you're going through hell, keep going. But you know what I see mostly is people, I'm too tired, I can't, it's too late, it'll never work, I can't. And the reasons are garbage. They're excuses. They're not reasons, really. They're just excuses so that we can turn down the noise in our head for one more day. And then we go veg out and watch TV or drink or do whatever it is to turn off the pain and the urging and the intuition and the inspiration. So my goal for 50 million is to help 50 million people of you right here, right now, discover and serve with your gifts. If I can help you, let me know. I have podcast platforms. I have video platforms. I have publishing arms. I have all kinds of tools available to help you with your message, to serve the world. So here is an offer of assistance to get your message to the world and to love and serve with your divine gifts and talents. That's what I'm doing. One of my missions is this 50 million, the only one I'm doing this year. So I invite you. Join me. Reach out. Talk. Choose. Act. Tomorrow we'll do part 2 because there is something that comes after the agony. We'll see you tomorrow on the road to 50.